Hello everyone, it's Melissa and I'm back with another layout. This is going to be a 12 by 12 layout of my daughter and I. We both love golf a lot, and after a couple lessons, and she does like some golf clinics, her and I were pretty much spending every chance we could get on the course this summer, and I just loved it. Now I have thousands of pictures of golf, well, maybe not thousands, but a lot, because I do golf on a league and stuff every week, but I chose these two to document just because this has been a new discovery for us, and we spent a ton of time together this summer, and I'm super happy about it. So yeah, and I'm super proud of her. So anyway, you saw from my product poll that I pulled roller stamps, phrase stickers, brads, punches, flair, project life card, and stitching and sewing. And so all of those end up getting used, but the roller stamps, which I didn't feel like I needed the date stamped because this was kind of our summer and it's going into my 2018 album. So yeah, it was fine. And so what you see there is a background piece. That pattern paper is from a Tuesday Morning Sports collection pack that I purchased maybe a year or so ago. And I liked the distressed black areas on this paper. So essentially I'm going to cut some strips of green paper from my stash, and I'm going to cover up the champs, which you can see is obviously upside down at this point. And so yeah, I've already got my title cut. You can see it there in the top right. It says "This Is Us," and that was from the Cameo Cut Silhouette store, and it's a jelly bean soup file, and I like it. And so yeah, I'm just gonna start adhering. I'm gonna be mindful of not using too much adhesive, because one of the pulls that I picked was sewing and stitching, and I haven't sewn in a layout in a really long time, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I'm only going to use a tiny bit of adhesive because I don't want to gum up the needle in my sewing machine and stuff like that. So you can see here I'm just randomly trying to place, yeah, how I think it's going to go. And once I get it done, I'm kind of, ruffling up the edges for texture and dimension. And so now I've got them all in there. I haven't started sewing yet, but I'm going to back these two 3x4 pictures on some craft cardstock from my stash. And down the road, you'll see that I will actually add some foam adhesive to the picture of her and I, just to give it some dimension. Setting up here my title again, and that sticker at the very end of the title is just a T and the flag, just from one of my stash stickers. I have tons of sports papers and sports stickers, kind of in the sports that we like. So yeah, that's, I don't know, just kind of looking around. I end up using this red T sticker and the golf ball on that photo. And yeah, so one of the things I'm going to mention right now, just because I have a second, is yeah, I had a major accident happen. I used some splatter on this layout and I do not like it. Okay, so Can't Get Enough is stamped with that LE Studio stamp, and I used some white detailed embossing powder on vellum and the Celebrate stamp. So you can see here I'm showing you, it's kind of a food-based stamp from LE Studio. I don't know what it's called. I got it from Jen Scow a while ago. But this one is called Celebrate. And I end up using the Happiness, the tab, the die, and So Excited About from that set. You can see here I've already stamped them, and I'm going to use the die to cut both of them out. And yeah, here we go. So I'm using a punch from Stampin' Up, the hexagon punch, to punch out my Can't Get Enough, and then I will adhere that onto the photo of my daughter and I with my tiny attacher. And yeah, I often use a tab punch when I'm gonna tuck an element. You see I used it on that So Excited About, but I used it upside down just so I could have a little tab to tuck there and leave the others unadhered, the top portion. Again, just to ruffle it up for a dimension. And so Yeah, my daughter is loving golf. Her and I have been on the course a ton this past summer, and I loved it. And she is very, very good. And she wants me to sign her up for the tournament next summer, so that'll be fun. Well, the only downside to that, as we've come to find out, is that you have to, I mean, since she's only a little person, you have to do 18 holes and you have to pull your bag or carry it. They don't do carts. So that'll be a tiring day. Okay, so you see I've adhered that little tab there to the top of that photo, and I added just a red heart from my stash. And I'm using 2 Project Life cards here. They were both product pulls. And the scallop trim punch from Stampin' Up! On the edge. And yeah, both of those. The one that I'm punching right now, the orangey yellow one, I don't know where that's from. But the other one is from Jelly Bean Soup. It's a cut apart, and that's the back side. That would be the B side of the sheet. And I just thought that the blue and white check kind of pulled out a lot of the blue in her shirt. And yeah, I'm liking this, and I'm going to hear this down and put the golf ball and the T sticker there. Didn't have a ton to say about this, except, you know, my journaling says, you know, how much we like golf and how it's something fun that we can do together during the summer. And, you know, on the weekends, the 4 of us golf together. But my son and my husband, they don't love golf. But when Mommy says that's what we're doing, well, kicking and pouting, we go. So, yeah. So you can see here, I'm just going to add my bits here. And, you know, eventually I'm going to run this through my typewriter. Or did I say typewriter? My sewing machine, my goodness. But I'm just kind of having the elements stick down where I kind of think I want them. You can see I pulled an Amy Tangerine little element there, and it says golden. It's a metal circle tab, and I'm using that as my quote-unquote piece of flair for the layout. And I have my brads already pulled, and I have a clear sticker that says love this game that I pulled from my sports stickers. Sorry about my head there. And I'm going to use that on the top with some journaling. You can see now I've done my sewing. Okay. And I'm not happy with those green dots that I chose to put on there. And so, yeah, I'm leaving this in here because, yeah, this is real life. I'm opening some modeling paste, and to my dismay, that has dried up. So it's nearly full, and I have to throw that whole container in the garbage. Not happy about that. So I pull out some gesso for my stash, and I'm going to use this circled, polka dotted type stencil from Stampin' Up! And try to, I don't know, I'm going to try to, in my head I'm panicking at this point because I don't like the green, and I'm just going to try to cover or mute, if anything, because now, remember, I've got my title glued down, my photos are glued down, and I've already stitched all those green strips onto that background piece of patterned paper. Would it have been a big deal for me to just grab plain white? Well, no, but again, I specifically chose that piece because I like the black distress in there. I do end up having another piece of that in my stash, which I use. I just cut the top portion off and gently tear as best as I can without ripping the other elements off the page. So yeah, you can see I hate this. So I'm trying to just maybe use the spatula to cover it up, not liking it. And then of course now we squirt too much. You've got nothing good to say about how this went. It was a mess, and I was, okay. So here I am. I've got my fresh sheet. Everything's glued down. I've reattached my title. I've done my journaling. And, you know, I just kind of felt like I needed some green at the top of the layout, which is why I decided to use the Glimmer Mist to begin with, and didn't like it. But I'm not abandoning the thought that I still need green up there. And so I have a scrap of the green strip that I used for the bottom, and I'm going to tear a small little slip of paper out of the top here. And I see people do this all the time, and I just totally love it. And so that's what I'm going to do. And that is going to bring my green up to the top. And I'll eventually use an overlay from my stash behind the pictures to even bring even more green up there. So yeah, I've got my journaling down, and the Love This Game sticker is already down, and all the elements are adhered at this point. I've added more brads over by the happiness tab than on the bottom right and on the bottom left. And you can see me here adding my overlays. And yeah, I'm going to add some crochet twine to that golden metal tag from Amy Tangerine to the bottom there eventually, and staple it with my tiny attacher. So like I mentioned, roller date stamp doesn't get used, but all the other elements were used. And so here the last thing I'm pulling are phrase stickers. Just going to get those down. Those are from Tim Holtz. And yeah, that's gonna round it out, you guys. If you have any questions, you can, leave them in the comment section below. I'm gonna leave my links to my Facebook page, Instagram, and I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm wishing you a great, great week. Thanks, guys. Bye.